Don't touch anything.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.
Oh, welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry Lawton. We're going to have a recap and a good show on the Diddy case, and I have to do it. I just did a video on the main channel you'll have to go check out on this Diddy case, and I had a different view, and you guys are going to hear that. And I'm kind of getting not canceled, but unsubscribed. A lot of negative comments. A lot of like, how could I be for Diddy or whatever you want to call that? And I think that's all bullshit. But anyway, Nick, before I get started, let's talk about Oliva. Oliva's still our sponsor. They're great people. They make my Oliva cigar. They got, we now have ashtrays in, spray, lighters. We have all that kind of stuff in, and it's pretty cool stuff. All right, Nick, what do you got to report? Anything?
Just more Diddy thumbnails I see every day.
Every day there's something out about Diddy. And you would think, some people said some great comments today. I've been reading the comments on the main channel. And I did a video, guys, on the main channel. It was pretty good. But I said it like it is because I think it's too much. People are coming to judgment on Diddy, and I think that's so quickly. And now people are saying I'm a freak. Well, maybe I am a freak, but I don't care about that.
You're saying because you're defending Diddy.
Yeah, because I'm defending Diddy on this whole thing. Where are you at with this thing?
I'm with you. I don't understand how he's already guilty. Everyone's already just kind of claiming that he's guilty of everything.
We are in such a scary part. And I say a banana republic. The banana republic came from the Central America sayings, but what it means is that they do everything for themselves. The government is for themselves. I don't know who the government is supporting anymore. It's billionaires or just white billionaires. I'm not going to just claim racism, but if you're not on the team, they say, so to speak, I'm not in the club. And you're not in the club, obviously. We're not in the club.
Oh, we were not on the guest list. No.
No, if anything at the White House. I'd love to see that. I'm just kind of getting myself madder and madder the more I read about stuff on this case. Because every video I see out there, people, and they're friends of mine, and they're guys I follow, and it's just so negative. Why is that? And people, I'm not here to say I'm just stick it up for criminals. I didn't say I was right or wrong. I didn't say he's guilty or not. I have no skin in the game, Nick. None. But I do have a skin in the game for proving it, innocent until proven guilty.
They didn't act this way when the videotape of him beating up his girlfriend came out. They did not act this way at all.
No. Why do you think? You think it's because of the sex?
Yeah, I think it's because of the
gay sex?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's all. I think it's all just orgy sex, really.
But who cares?
Yeah.
Listen, one guy said in one of the comments, he goes, every guy wants to become rich so he can do what Diddy did.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to have parties and sex parties and shit. Why not?
A whole South Park episode about it.
Not now.
No, it was on Tiger Woods, and the scientists were trying to figure out why when you give men a bunch of money, they want more women and more drugs. And the whole episode was scientifically trying to break it down.
And what was the outcome?
That everything does. They were giving monkeys more money and stuff.
Well, let's face it. I mean, everything revolves around sex and power. I think that's, sex is the oldest profession. They say prostitution is one of the oldest professions in the world. It's true. And I think that, I got this whole indictment. I wanted to go over the indictment. But we did the show on that. But now that I put out this video and I'm seeing the comments, the positive and negative comments, obviously I get negative comments. Oh, Larry, why are you sticking up for a guy who beat a girl? You saw the tape. Well, let me give you a scenario on that tape. How do you know that girl didn't rob an $800,000 special watch with all diamonds and was running out of there? Someone's going to say, well, it's true, Larry, but you still shouldn't beat her. I'm not supporting beating women.
But that's
I know
also
you aren't.
that's not part of the case, is it?
No, that's not part of this case. This case is...
Which I don't agree with the other one, but I don't think that's part of this whole freak-off case. But people just keep bringing it up.
That's because it's what they call a predicate act. Or they tried to deny, or they did deny bail on him, saying he's violent or he's not a threat to the community. That's what the violence is, or a flight risk because you could take everything away from him. You could take his jets, you could take his plane, you could take his passport, of course. You could take you could monitor him. You could do so many things for him to run. I don't think he's going to run. Where you going? People who run, they think they can just run. So where you going to North Korea?
Especially being Diddy.
Yeah.
You can't really run. Yeah.
Well, there are countries that have no extradition with the United States.
Yeah. But I think he wants to have more freak offs, so he might just want to try to beat it.
I said it the last time. This is not a joke, man. I would have been at that party. I really would. And I would have had no problem getting on that radio or a TV show or YouTube saying, yeah, I was there. They were wild parties. I had a blast. What is wrong with that? Everybody out there, I want you to look in your mirror and really think about it. Unless you're some bullshit, first of all, there could be religious people, and if that's them, that's great. But are they real or are they... Listen, look at the priests. They do... I don't even get me on that one.
And there were no kids involved. Correct?
Not that anybody's saying. There are people
far.
saying that, they're going to come out and there's kids. I have not read one thing. He's not been charged with one thing with juveniles or anybody underage. So it's not like the R. Kelly case. Mm-hmm. A lot of people said, it's like the R. Kelly case.
But it's not, because everyone knew, too, about the R. Kelly case. Everyone in the hip-hop industry knew that he was dating 16-year-olds, and then they were still working with him. Everyone did know that.
That he was age 16 underage. That's wrong. Now, everybody knows... Supposedly, everybody know in the industry about the Diddy Freak-Offs party. But you had to be invited to it.
Yeah, everyone's saying they were the most exclusive things. Yeah.
Man, who would... First of all, if you were a person as a singer or wanting to get into that music business, wouldn't you want to go to that party? I mean, it's a networking party.
Depends on your morals.
No. You could go to the party and not go to the Freak-Off.
Well, then you're not probably getting invited back.
Well, I'd go to the Freak-Off.
Yeah.
But, I mean, listen, do you think women... I think most people, actors... Listen, whether you like him or not, the guy Weinstein, whatever his name is.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein, right? Stein, whatever the hell it is. I think he got screwed over a little bit. I think the casting couch is a real thing. It's been around. Nobody accused him of underage, sex or something of that nature.
I don't think so.
I don't know. If you believe the internet and all the conspiracy theories about, they have sex with kids and all,
I believe Pizzagate, yeah.
You believe Pizzagate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I believe Hillary's out here.
Hillary's running this whole thing. She was really the one running this freak-off?
Yeah. Oh, no. She was even freakier. She was the running Epstein's freak-offs.
I don't know. There was rumors, I remember, that Hillary was a lesbian and all that kind of stuff. So I just pissed off all the Democrats. Now, I also heard that Trump is gay. If that's not true, I don't know. So I think I just pissed off all the Republicans.
Everybody knows.
No, man.
Trump did say that Diddy was his best friend. So.
And let me tell you something. I hope Trump comes out and says, wait, before you vilify this guy, look what the...
Trump is not going to come out.
No, but look what they did to him.
Yeah.
These prosecutors get this power with them.
Yeah.
And they're they say they're going by the law. Do you think we have too many laws on the books?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. No, I actually can't really say anything about that. But we do have a lot of laws, but I don't think too many, no.
Well, I'm going to give you what he was charged with. Everybody who says to me and they write me and they say, Larry, what about the guns? Larry, what about the drugs? Hey, Larry, they had 1,000 bottles of oil. I'm watching Bruce Rivers. I watch him. Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. I watch him, and all he is talked about was 1,000 bottles of oil. Well, 1,000 bottles of oil is not illegal. In my mind.
I did bring that up, being like, I don't understand why this was written down. Why was that even written down by the feds?
Because they wanted to bring hype. They
want
to bring hype into the case. Hey, what happens if he had a pool full of oil? That's his freak. What happens if he had a slide? What happens if he had a slide that had nothing but oil on it? He's a billionaire. He could do that.
He can.
I mean, what are they? Oh, that's the preeminence to having sex. Well, not 1,000 bottles. I think that would be more, I don't know.
freak offs. So yeah, it does kind of align, but it's not illegal.
You know,
it's not illegal.
I got something you heard and I wanted to ask what people heard. I heard you sort of, and I heard the guards tape of P. Diddy having sex with Meek Mill, which I don't care personally. Then I'm hearing that it's fake. Mm-hmm. Is it fake or is it real?
Well, when it came out, people debunked it as fake, and then the internet moved on. And then when all this stuff came out again, people kind of circled back to it, and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure it's real. I think it's real.
You want it to be real because it's exciting.
I think it's real. I don't know. There's too much going on.
I don't think anything was checked forensically. You know, when they
forensically,
yeah, like there are the feds can bring in experts to see if that's a real tape or not.
Oh yeah, you can.
Forensics.
Yeah.
That's forensics.
I didn't know you could run forensics on.
They have forensic audits. Like even your accounting can be forensic.
Oh,
forensic is just a way to get evidence. It's the experts who go into something and see. But videos.
They can totally see the metadata behind it instantly.
Do you know what I read about in here? And I heard the guy. Listen, I've been on this Diddy case and I'm sick of it. But the prosecutor said he didn't say he taped every sexual encounter. You know, it says some. Mm-hmm. So when he said that. Was it consensual? Was it not? I'm not hearing anybody come out and say, hey, he blackmailing me with this video. Have you heard that?
No.
So, listen, do most people have sex tapes? I'm sure they do. I'm sure a lot of regular people have sex tapes.
I'm pretty sure if the feds have already looked at them, which they probably have.
Oh, the tapes, guaranteed.
If there were kids on it, that'd be the first thing they said. Was like, hey, guys, let's not hype this up to be anything it's not. He has a bunch of CP all over his, child stuff all over his, that would be first known. And I like how nobody's talking about like, oh, Diddy had this to hold over all these celebrities' heads. How disgusting. Well, now the federal government has it. What do you think they're going to do to Nicki Minaj? Like, hey, we're running this new COVID vaccine. I mean, this is all allegedly facts, but they could just be like, we're running this new vaccine. You better push it or else, this little tape's going to get leaked.
How about guys?
The feds all have it now.
How about the feds have these tapes with other actors, maybe in gay encounters and stuff? And, I don't think it's right if the government outs anybody. That's up to the people. I mean, they shouldn't be in the business of doing that, but we know the government doesn't play fair. Now, if you look at it like that, that's a good point. Now the government has all this information, and one lawyer came out, and I did hear this, says, man, I am very surprised this is all that came out of those two big raids. Mm-hmm. Now, everybody's talking about what they call a superseding indictment. Why do that? Then that's really teasing everybody. You would do that only if you thought somebody was at risk for something, or, this was under seal. See what that says on it? It says a sealed indictment. That means when it was being done, they seal it so people can't get intimidated and stuff like that. They keep it under seal. And then when it comes out, they do it. Now, there's more to this. It has to be, because the RICO Act has to have more than one person. Mm-hmm. So there's there's only one person on this indictment, period.
Which is like a strategy?
If it's a strategy, it's a dirty strategy, because it's like, and let's just tease everybody. Let everybody go to hiding. Yeah. Or the feds, what they might do is if they indicted, they're hoping now that Diddy doesn't get bail and he's in there, that people will come forward. But all I'm seeing who come forward is the original people with the lawsuits.
Which were civil?
Civil. And they're civil lawsuits. And that to me is bullshit. I was talking to a lawyer earlier. And listen, when New York passed a law in 2022 to open up the floodgates, if you were abused in 1990, you could now file suit. 7 people. How many lawyers you think say, oh, wait, you had sex with Diddy back in 90 and you were at the free court? He forced you, didn't he? Yeah. Let's jump on the bandwagon, sue, hope they settle, which they will.
The security guard even said, can anyone throw me some dollars?
Yeah, Nick showed me. We actually looked that up. He showed me a piece. Tell him what it was weird.
There was a security guard talking about like, oh, you guys all said that Diddy tape was fake. that Meek Mill and Diddy tape was fake back in the day when I released it. And now when all this is coming out to light, you guys wouldn't believe me. Can anyone throw me some dollars for this video? I need to make some type of money off of it. He said it right there.
How much credibility will he have on the stand?
Like,
hey, you're a security guard. Did you want to make money off of this? Did you, listen, they say that what started this was the Cassie, the girl. If Cassie's the one who started this and she got a settlement for what she got, $30 million, I think it was.
I don't know.
First of all, she was his girlfriend for 3 years. I mean, living girl, or not, was it wife or girlfriend?
I think girlfriend. That's all I've been hearing is girlfriend.
Okay. If that's his girlfriend for 3.5 years, why are you with him for 3.5 years? And all of a sudden, now, yes, the beaten tape was bad. I'm not supporting that.
We can't say all of a sudden. Maybe that was her last straw where it's like, he gave me the beats, I left,
But she's
I wouldn't
really
call all of a sudden on
accusing
that
him
one.
of a lot of other stuff. You were at these events. You didn't stop. Some people are telling me, hey, Larry, they put GHB in the oil, in the baby oil. How did you see the bottles of oil they had lined up?
I thought that was an AI photo. I did not know that's real.
Oh, if it was a Fed photo. If it's AI, then it's really weird because how do you know which bottles got the GHB? Or all of them? Not all of those bottles have that GHB.
Yeah, he's not
buying it by the
they're
gallon.
all ready to go. Like they're all got pre-GHB mixed in them. They're all
people
ready
just
to go.
Jumping to conclusions, and what's got me mad is nobody is saying innocent until proven guilty. On the 14th, I'm going to be doing videos and podcasts with a criminal defense attorney down here in Florida, a really good one. And I think he's going to have some light because he fights in federal court, and he's a really good attorney. And we were kind of talking about it. I sent him my video, and he goes, right on. He goes, too many people. How are you going to pick a jury that doesn't hear about this?
Oh, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
And if you have to pick a jury that doesn't hear about it, you're looking at somebody who's so old they're not on YouTube, number one. So they might be concerned. My mom, she don't know what's going on, has not a clue.
Yeah.
Older people, anybody who's on the internet, anybody who's on YouTube has heard about this.
Well, that
Guaranteed.
and the whole thing about, like, his freak-offs aren't illegal, but if you told your mom what he was doing, he's guilty, If you tell anyone who's, like, prude and doesn't like that stuff, he's guilty. But even though that's not illegal,
totally not illegal.
That's just their moral.
Listen, sex in this house between consenting adults, and I know what everybody's going to jump at and say, but they're not consenting. Well, you don't know that yet. We don't know if they were consenting or not.
I'm pretty sure if it was not consenting, it would be right there on the...
Well, it's saying they done by coercion. It is saying. But here's my thing.
So
how many of these people who did whatever they did were at multiple Diddy parties?
Coercion seems very broad.
Coercion is a very slippery word to put in a law. What's coercion? They're saying, he made him stay in a house. Yeah, well, Mr. Beast makes him stay in a house when they do an event, doesn't he?
He's going through some lawsuits, too.
I think he's getting the bad end of a stick. I really do. I think
he's going to have to stop. He's going to come out and be like, you guys just want to sue me for everything.
I hope he doesn't. I hope I hope he has thick skin, and I hope his lawyers tell him that because people are jealous, Nick. And listen, that's a point. You don't want to get too big. You get too big, they're going to come after you for some reason or another. I'm sure the feds look at a lot of YouTubers that are big. Not me, but
they said that everyone that has 1 million has definitely been looked at. Is what that one CIA guy was saying.
They looked at me at least because of me, who I am, and he robbed.
But it makes sense. There's not too many people with 1 million, so you better keep track of all of them, for sure. You just want to know what your country's being fed.
Well, there goes the thing. Are we in a free country or are we in a North Korea? I'm not saying it's bad. We don't even know what North Korea is like. That's another thing. Propaganda about
it's probably great over there.
Yeah, it's probably got Disney World parks and everything. Who knows?
They have internet. They totally have the internet.
It's their own internet.
It's us that are all propaganda.
That's true, Nick. You really don't realize what what we're fed and how much is really bullshit or not. And I look at that in a lot of different ways. And I look at you as a young guy. And, you know, I know you pretty well, Nick, because, you know, we work together so closely. And you got a pretty level head on your shoulder. And you're open-minded. You don't judge people. And I think most of your generation doesn't judge, especially about sex or anything like that. I don't even think you guys even understand it. I mean, like,
what?
I don't mean you don't understand.
What?
Listen,
I'm 27.
You're 27 years
old, Larry.
how many do you even think about gay or straight or anything about people when you look at them?
What? No, I mean,
It doesn't even cross your
yeah,
mind.
that was a weird question. No, yeah. That was
You
weird
take
question.
a 50, 60-year-old guy like myself. Oh,
You're like, well, yeah,
he's a gay.
Damn it.
Oh, he's a whatever. I don't do that. You know, I don't. But there are people. We know friends of mine right here who do. I know relatives. But I look at that and I look at it like that's just the generation they grew up in. That's why I think it's going to be very hard for this jury to pick a fair jury. And I'm blaming the government on that because they have put out information, the 1,000 bottles of
It does
oil.
not need to be out there.
I mean, do we really need to know that? It's just
That was-
sensational.
yeah.
There's more videos on 1,000 bottles of oil and the freak-off parties.
Then who the victims are?
Yeah.
Who they're not saying who these victims are. They're
Well, they're
just
doing
saying,
that on purpose.
I know.
They're
Well, that's
quiet.
But you can go see who filed the lawsuits.
Yes,
they're
but
not
that doesn't
saying-
make them the victims either. There could be other victims.
Oh,
Those are the lawsuit people. They could have victims who came forward and
Yeah.
didn't do the lawsuit, but they said they were
I feel like
abused or whatever.
if the media really cared, they would be talking about who came forward and what was done to them instead of 1,000 baby bottle oil.
Freak-offs. I think everybody's jealous that they have freak-offs. Listen, when I heard about the freak-offs, somebody made a good point today. Would the porn industry be considered a criminal organization now? They have freak-offs, orgies. They use drugs. That's quite known. There's a lot of drugs on sets and stuff of that nature. Does that make them a bad organization? Is everybody being coerced into those sex acts and stuff? How much of it is
Oh, and she has to film those.
who?
The star.
Oh yeah.
You have to film that, honey.
You're under
Sorry.
contract, girl. You're under
He's
contract.
gonna spit in your face if you like it or not. Like,
Yeah, and you think, and then people, you know, you take anything. You take, well, listen, if you go to, I watch on the internet, I watch something in England. Now, maybe it's just because it's England, and there were people walking around the streets naked with masks on.
are
and
you talking
stuff.
about a porn you watched? What are you talking about?
No, a video. It was, I don't know, it wasn't on a porn station. It was on one of these, I don't know, Twitter.
You
Is
can't
Twitter?
remember?
No, because I didn't want to look at it. You know, they were weird.
You already
stuff.
got wrapped up in this, Larry. You looked at it.
A little.
Where?
A little. I looked
I'm
at
just so confused on how we got here.
Well, because I don't know what they're considering freak-offs and why other people aren't getting in trouble for the same thing. And let me ask you another question. How much do you think Congress is doing what Diddy does?
That's
I
what-
mean,
it-
the Senate, Congress,
That's what those-
535 of those guys.
don't they
I
have the
know
masked
some
parties?
congressmen, and I heard some stories, Nick.
They have some masked parties. I heard those masked
I mean,
freak offs.
listen, I've been to swingers clubs too. People know that, and I've admitted that. And they're pretty wild parties, and they're very successful people there, from judges to lawyers and people. But it's not
That's
illegal.
what this was, though. That's literally what this was. He was throwing swinger parties at his
That's
residence.
really what it was.
And it is, and they're just calling them freak offs. Half of America, I would bet, does not know that there are actual bathhouses and swing houses that you can go and participate in every single night of the year.
Yeah, that is true. There are. Not that I looked it up, but there are places you can go to have, I guess sex. Listen, there's a swingers club in South Florida. It's one of the best in the country called Trapeze.
There's multiples. Not
Yeah,
just-
they're all
there's not
over the place.
yeah.
They're here in Brevard. They're here everywhere. There are swingers clubs that things go on in those places. That
I worked
are all
next to one.
consensual.
Remember when I moved down here? I was doing a construction job, And I was like, there's someone in this office, because it was after hours and it was just a normal office building. And I was like, there are definitely people somehow in this office building. And I was texting you and you were like, oh yeah, that's right next to club whatever. And I was like, are you serious? You were like, yeah.
That was down there. I used to have a studio there for a radio show.
You're like, it just moved to town. I heard it. I might hit it up soon. I was like, I knew there was something going on here, dude. I
am just so enamored why people, obviously sex sells. It sells whatever, videos, views, whatever. I have to address this as well. And listen, I'm not, the sex to me means nothing as far as in the law. Yes, and I'll say this. If Diddy is proven to give drugs. Now, how many people at this party do you think knew there was drugs and did drugs at a party? Yeah, and then stayed for the IV drips in the morning. Yeah, that's another thing. You made a great point earlier. How many sexual predators give people, like IV drips or rejuvenation stuff? No, he's not doing it either to be like, oh, here, take this. You'll feel better. Don't tell anyone. No, he's like, feel better. They said the government is saying he gave him the eye juice to keep him going. Yeah, no. That's such hogwash. Yeah. I know people who go do those, I want to try one. If you party hard, you need an IV the next morning. There's nothing, and there's nothing illegal about that. A bunch of YouTubers are sponsored by them. Yeah, matter of fact, the Nelk Boys did one online, right? Right on a show. Kill Tony is sponsored by them. A bunch of people are, and that doesn't make these things illegal. The drugs in these places, although the drugs are illegal, they're all at all parties. You want to get someone for bringing drugs? Arrest them. You want to get somebody for selling drugs to them? Get them. Don't come off and say now he's using all these drugs. They didn't charge him with any kind of drug charge. Yeah, that's weird. At all. But they told everyone about the baby oil. Yeah, and that they put GHB now, and that I don't know who starts these rumors. If it's the government to try to really make it, because how many rich people, billionaires, do you think are worried now? I'm telling you, these guys, like Kim Kardashian, I'm just saying random names, like Justin Bieber and Nicki Minaj. If these people were all at these freak-offs having orgies, and now the federal government has their tapes, they're Kevin worried. Hart, Will Smith, LeBron James, who knows, a lot more. Yeah, from Jay-Z and all these people. It seems like a very good plan for the government to be like, hey, you have to push this agenda for us now. So, Kevin Hart, you don't want people to know that you were getting bent over by Diddy, right? Okay, well, tell everyone to vote this way or swing that way. Wow, that's even deeper. I like that. Because what a great excuse to raid his place. They heard about these tapes. And you know what they said? Yeah. We need these tapes. We need these tapes. Exactly. Somebody in the government needs these tapes. Now we got them. Yeah. You got these tapes. You know how many people you control in your own little way? You don't think they'll do that? Shit. Anybody who thinks the government is pure, you're living in fantasy land for real. Because I read and did more law cases than you guys could shake a stick at. I read more indictments and informations, they call it. And I could tell you they play dirty. They do. And shake a stick was a good reference. They really play dirty. And people think, oh, no. That's what's got me mad. You know how many people think just because the government charges somebody, oh, they're guilty. Mm-hmm. They're guilty. When I hear that, the first thing I think is this person is so easily swayed. How many people were swayed about COVID that the government went crazy on? You're male, you're this, and how much bullshit did we hear on that? How much people believe, and I believe this, that COVID was a test to see how far they can control us. That's what I've been saying. And now they have Diddy's. Now they have Diddy's, And you know what? All these tapes are going to make people say, listen, it's not, everybody's saying, Larry, you're too much. You're now a conspiracy theorist against the government. Listen, I'm not against the government, but less government. I'm a libertarian, means get out of my business, less laws, less bullshit. We're not in the club, Nick. They were coercing celebrities to
push the vaccine. They
Oh,
definitely
absolutely.
were doing that.
That's fact.
And that's
Even
kind of
with
where I drew
Elon Musk saw that.
That's kind of where I drew my reference off of, like, now they have these videos. It's going to be pretty easier to give these guys talking points with these videos.
Yeah, even if the guy's on the fence, he might. Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna, go up to him and say, if you don't. But hey, listen, we know a lot going on. I think it'd be a good idea. And the guy's on the fence. He don't want to do it. Maybe just do this and shut them up for a while. But I look at these guys now. I'm hoping Diddy stays strong and fights this because I want to see this go to trial. I want to see who his accusers are because he has a right to see his accusers, face his accusers. It's in the law. I want to see who the accusers are and what's their motive. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody right now, it looks like has a motive. And the motive is money.
Because you're not seeing the people with the real money like LeBron James coming forward.
Right. I'm not seeing LeBron and Bieber and Meek Mill and anybody. Listen, just because Meek Mill and him or whoever they do, and whoever, yes. Now, people would say, what about Bieber if he was under 18 and things happened?
That is the only.
But I'm not hearing it. He never said that, ever.
It is just a little weird. I am going to take, we can't skip over the Bieber part. I am standing that if anything comes out with this Bieber thing, I'm going to switch sides real quick. Because that is the weirdest part of this whole case is that Justin Bieber was
I don't
going
think it will?
to Diddy camp.
Did you know that when everybody's talking about, oh, look at Bieber, he looked nervous when he was talking to Diddy this time, this back then when he was a kid. And you know what Diddy said? And Bieber said, well, you don't call me. You don't have my number. Diddy didn't have his number. Well, that's kind of a good thing, You don't got the 16-year-old's number. Maybe somebody brought him and they hung and he liked his music and Diddy's a smart businessman. Hey, I got to get this kid under my label.
That is what Usher found him, and Usher's Diddy's guy.
Yeah, but Usher, they wanted him signed with him, right? That was what it was all about.
Then you go to Diddy camp, you get busted open for a week.
See, again, that's the rumor, and it's a bad rumor. You believe it? If you do,
it's
then
a little weird that you had a 15-year-old over at your freak-offs, but he wasn't. But he was on the property for a week. He was at that property for a week. I don't like that.
They do not say he was at the freak-offs, number one.
I know.
Nobody said that, so don't start that rumor.
But he was on the property for a week.
You know how big that property is? And he might have been in bed because he had to be in bed.
I really doubt that.
See, now you're doing exactly what
he had to be in bed.
Yeah.
That's not true.
How do you know?
Because he was on tour every single night.
My point is at the house, Diddy had a security guard at his door making sure he don't leave.
Okay, so you're saying that. I can say the same thing, is that the kid did not have a bedtime. Trust me on that one.
Well, we don't know what he had. Again, that's my point. We don't know. And my point in all my videos
But what we do know is he was there at the house. We do know there.
We don't know he was there at a party.
But he was at the property.
We don't know if there was a party there.
Underage.
You know that.
We don't, but we do know he was there.
So what? He's at a party. All those people at Michael Jackson's house, were they being abused?
We don't know.
Absolutely. Macaulay Culkin, to this day, says not a thing ever happened between him and Michael Jackson, and he was at that house a lot. So, again.
I did watch that. That was an interesting one.
And again.
It made a good point on the mom and dad, all the parents wanting to just milk Michael Jackson as a cash cow.
The parents are milking him. What do you think Diddy is? He's a billionaire too.
Oh, yeah.
Same as Michael Jackson. They're so wealthy, they didn't know what was going. Michael Jackson had the Beatles library.
But this is even more kind of clear cut because there are no children involved. Parents are not involved. It is all adults.
All consenting adults.
Yeah, people are like, I just saw this TikTok and showing what's on the opposite end of Diddy's Miami house, and it's like a cargo lot, and they're like, this is where all Diddy's victims are hidden.
Oh, what?
It's like a cargo shipping lot. And there's like
conspiracy. The Miami house?
Yeah. He lives, and then on the other property, they're doing like cargo construction or whatever. And people are like, imagine how many victims are locked away in those cargo
people
containers.
Just want... I think people have nothing to do. I get the writers that work for these, like the National Enquirer.
Yeah, we should have been this hard on the Epstein. Nobody cares about the logs that are still We still haven't seen all the logs to the Epstein Island. I want to see those.
Yeah, but again, was there kids on that island?
The Epstein Island? Yeah, that's proven.
If there's kids and it's proven.
I want to see those logs.
Yes, I want to see who went to those parties.
Yes, and they won't. Everyone just kind of is like, oh, we don't need to see.
Yeah, well, he's gone.
Well,
let's watch it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because there's some presidents on that log.
Exactly.
And there's some people that, heads of state.
Bill Gates.
It's heads of state. I'm talking about Prince Andrew and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People from, mega. And how many people do you think? I read one person say there was a rumor that Kamala Harris was at a party.
No, yeah, they photoshopped her on.
Oh, AI must
Yeah,
be. Oh,
that was
my God.
they proved that to be a
must on that.
Photoshop. Yeah, and all these. Oh my God!
How about LeBron in a dress or in a maid's
these
outfit?
AI
Was
thumbnails?
that AI or no?
It's an AI thumbnail for sure.
I know you showed me how to spot an AI thumbnail, and boy, now I can spot them pretty easy.
And it's against terms
Obvious.
and conditions on YouTube.
And why are
everyone's
those
doing
videos up?
Everyone's doing it. Yeah,
That's
like
wrong.
I don't like the thumbnails that say, "Oh, Diddy's freak offs," and then it says minor and circles just random things, and it's just an AI photo.
Oh, you remember they had no legs and arms?
Yeah, I was like, these are just not real bodies. I don't like that.
And if I thought that was illegal, you told me.
Illegal on the terms and conditions. They're definitely against terms and conditions. You can't.
Then that video is still up.
Yeah.
What is YouTube?
It's because
YouTube strike me for a vid that's not even up there.
That is bull. Yeah, guys, we got a strike for Larry playing a wheelie video on
a
live.
wheelie, like a
reacting to a
motorcycle wheelie video, which was not on the video.
It was not. Yeah, they gave us a timestamp and everything to go to check, and it was not even in the video.
And I cannot fight it.
Yeah.
This is, at what point is all of this getting crazier and crazier?
That was crazy. That is crazy. Because the video, it's your face, and the background noise is not even the video they're talking about.
I was talking about something else that they gave us the time, and in that time, I didn't watch the whole video. Did you?
I watched before
what they
and
showed
after.
us.
Yeah,
I watched
before
that
and
too.
after. Yeah.
Nothing. I don't even remember doing it then. Do you?
I remember watching a trials bike video, but it's not on the YouTube. It's not physically on the live.
No, absolutely not. I mean,
I didn't know engines revving could get copywritten. What else is a video of wheelies? That's all it was. And it wasn't even on the screen.
Some of it just is very confusing. And, you try to play along the rules and all. And listen, I've been around long enough to know, and I'm not a kid, to realize that big corporations, big government, man, it can be so dangerous. And we got it right now. We are talking about mama government right here. If they just showed a billionaire. You want to play?
I think they just wanted his tapes. I think
that makes more sense to me, really, Nick, than anything you said. Now the government's heard that they had these tapes there's lawsuits.
They've known since the 90s.
And now let's wait. Now we heard freak tapes.
Oprah's
Who's
there.
at the park?
Yeah,
all these mega people. Wait a minute.
Ellen.
And politicians. So now these politicians are going to be owned by the other parties and whatever. Who's going to see these videos? The FBI has these videos, right? These tapes. Who gets to see these? Who says who gets to see these?
Yeah, exactly.
Who? The director of the Bureau of Prisons? A Bureau of FBI?
Yeah.
Who? These agents, the Southern District. How about the power this Southern District of New York
because it is
U.S. attorney has?
It is facts that there are high-end A-list celebrities, a lot of them, caught on camera at orgies. There is no getting around
I hope they
this.
own it.
So,
you know what I mean
the
by that?
fans, I hope these fans of these celebrities are like, nuh-uh. Well, it is facts, guys. That there are a lot of celebrities.
Nothing is a fact until we see it.
It's a lot of celebrities out there caught on tape.
And in
These
gay
cops.
positions, I think. A lot.
You said some of the gayest, I heard.
No, I don't.
Gayest
Listen,
positions.
I have a feeling that's really where it is. There's always been known if you have... Listen... When I did stuff when I was a gangster and to get hold of a mayor, which I had a few, owned them and all that, You didn't get them from, per se, money, because some of them make too much money themselves, so you can't own them that way. You get people by putting them in a compromising position, like an athlete. You get him gambling when he can lose his whole career. Not about the money then. It's about, don't ever let that out. Or he's married and he's in a gay position. Or he's married and he's got a girlfriend and they see that. There's always that other position or drugs or whatever that puts them. It's not always bribery, because you can't bribe a guy who's worth $20 million.
The government's like, we took these away from Diddy to help everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are owning these tapes.
Right.
Now, here's the problem. This Southern District of New York U.S. Attorney has them. He's seen them. That makes him the most powerful dude right now.
Yeah.
Now, he comes up to Diddy, LeBron.
Anyone at a party,
We want you to say this at trial, or, I don't know what's going to happen with that dress you were in and Kevin Hart on a stool behind you.
They'll say just 2 words,
to
know
that he got it.
The night after,
just to show him he got it.
Thanksgiving would have been a wild one,
I'm not even sure they have so many tapes with that either. If that comes out that it's bogus in any way, this whole case should
I don't
drop.
think it is, though. I think that these guys are all freaking.
But I think they want to listen. Off. I've been around, and I've been places where people say, "Hey, can we film?" I usually don't give a shit, but I'm sure people, whether they kid or not, I'm not hearing anybody's being blackmailed though, and it's at a private party.
Well, you're probably not hearing that because they are being blackmailed.
It could be. It's illegal if you put a camera in a bathroom. I know that. If you put a camera in but what
about
places
your
where
own
privacy
bathroom?
is
But what about your own bathroom?
If some people use it, I think it still is. If other people will use it. Now, if it's your
I don't
own
have
and nobody
cameras
ever
in my
uses it, if somebody goes in there and finds a camera in a bathroom, I think you're done, because there's what they call an expectation of privacy in the law.
Yeah, but they can't be mad at me for my master bathroom being cameraed up that's where my Rolexes are.
You keep your Rolexes in your master bathroom.
A lot of celebrities
Well, then
do,
you have to let them know.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean? A lot of celebrities
you'd have to let them know.
Walk-in closets in their
But
master
if you
bathrooms.
let me use that bathroom, you have to say, hey, listen, there's cameras in this, and maybe you don't want to use that bathroom. You can't just take people in a compromising position like that. That I know. Now, in your bedroom, listen, I know friends of mine have cameras all over their houses. Mm-hmm. And good for them.
A lot of people do.
And listen, I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I have them around here.
The part of Diddy had cameras, it's not.
I don't have them in my bathroom.
It's a pretty normal thing.
I might put one in my mom so she don't fall. I'll know if she falls. But no, you can't do certain things like that, because that's an expectation of privacy. But there's no expectation of privacy in somebody else's house. People are taking pictures or whatever. Just like the government, they tape you everywhere you go in New York, or out and about on the streets, people's home cameras, rings. You have no expectation of privacy.
There's for sure cameras in New York's airports. I would bet that.
Of course.
Yeah. Or no, I'm talking about their bathrooms.
Oh, I don't think so.
I would bet so.
I wish I'd find one.
I would bet so.
I would be very, very wealthy if I found one.
That's awesome.
And they could tape me. I don't care what position they get me in that bathroom. I'm not embarrassed. I don't care. No, I don't think they would do that. At least not. If somebody did it, it was an individual who did it to do something sick. I don't think it's somebody of the government did that. I wouldn't believe. I hope it wouldn't be.
I don't know. Those sensors on the flusher toilets definitely seem compromisable.
Nah, come on, man. That's just crazy. But
we got to protect our country.
What do you think okay, let's put it this way. What will you consider a win for the government?
A win for the government?
Yeah, like this is a government against Diddy right now, obviously. Hey guys, this is the most intimidating thing you'll ever see. When you see United States of America versus you, that's pretty intimidating.
When I saw Missouri versus Nick, I was like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
For the first time, I was like, oh, what does that mean?
Now throw the government in there and say, unlimited money, unlimited resources, and they got bringing it all down on you. Now, obviously, Diddy could be a billionaire, but that's nothing what the government has. They will fly a dude as a witness on a F-16 to get him here on time if they have to. They don't care. It's not about the money. So this is the government against Diddy. They charged him right now with RICO, sex trafficking, and transportation of a person to engage in prostitution. What would be a win for the government? Like, how much time should Diddy get if that was all true?
Oh, wouldn't he face life if it was all true? I don't know.
Not really. I think most of these charges carry 15 and up.
Again, I got to go back to, I think their win is they have the tapes. I think they won.
That's a good one.
I think they won already.
Watch them drop the whole case now.
Yeah, I think they won already, bro.
Imagine if they just dropped this case. Say, let's forget it. You know how many celebrities now are under the control, or politicians and very, very wealthy business people are under the control of the government?
I think they won already, yeah. So I think no matter what, they've already won.
You know, I read where right now in China, they're having a lot of problems because the young people are pushing back and not working. Because the normal work day for Chinese was from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. That was a normal work day for 5 days a week or 6 days a week, 9 to 9. The young people are saying, why are we doing this? What are we, crazy? I mean, we don't get anything for it. We're not, getting any better. So we're not going to outperform. We're not going to try to be the best you can get. And the government of China, communist government, is having a really hard time because they're not being able to control the young people. At what point are our young people going to say, wait a minute, government, this is bullshit?
We're not. I think that we've all figured out that we don't need to go and work that much. I think we're doing that too.
No, because you can't eat if you don't work. I mean,
what about the kids in China? They're doing it,
No, they didn't say they're quitting working. They're not being exceptional.
Yeah.
And what happens when you don't become exceptional?
McDonald's, all these restaurants, we're doing the same thing there. These kids are going to work and putting in no effort at all.
Just enough.
We are doing the exact same thing right now in this country. For sure. Yes.
There is a small percentage of still colleges are full. And when you see
I'll show you the the fatter guy that always is on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's got the blonde hair. He's gay.
Oh,
he does
got a beard like?
No, he does a really good, the kids are pushing back on the workforce.
I know who you mean.
Speech.
He's a comedian too. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Tim Dillon. He does a really good speech on all that.
He thinks the people are slowing down.
Yeah, he does. He explains it perfectly.
We have to watch that.
Yeah.
That'll be good. On this case, if the government, first of all, here's what the government does to people. They get so much on a guy like this. That's really nothing, but he's facing everything. They'll come and say, hey, Diddy, let's take a plea for 48 months, 4 years, and you'll keep your money, you'll do everything. They already, like you said, Nick, they already got the tapes. Let's face it. They do 48 months and we'll ride it out. Diddy will do it. He'll keep his money. He'll be back in the record industry or whatever. But, they're going to say we win. We didn't want to bring in the victims in to shame them and all. The government will come up with their crock of shit. Mm-hmm. And I will consider that a win for Diddy. But even though I hope Diddy fights this listen, if it comes out that he really is guilty, I always tell you that, with a jury, and the jury convicts him after hearing and they got a legitimate jury, not moms. You getting my mom jury, he's done. Like you said, just bring up that they have an extramarital affair.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. These people can't be Catholic. They can't be any type of religion.
You're supposed to be your own peers, so why don't he get music industry people?
That's what people who are in the business are, But yeah, the second you get someone who goes to church every Sunday, you're guilty.
Oh yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
That's not people of your peers. That's not a jury of your peers. Your peers are supposed to be you, regular people. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now, if you get, like you said, all religious or all women or all African American, all Hispanic or whatever it is, then they're not your actual peers. I don't know what they can do to even get a fair jury at this point. I mean, at what point is not going to be a fair jury? right now.
It's already.
I mean, I don't care how long you wait. You know what they're going to try to do? Change venue. That means shit in today's world.
What does that mean?
Changing venue means they take the case out of the court of New York and bring it to another jurisdiction. But here's another thing. You're supposed to be charged where these acts happened. I'm not hearing that these acts happened in New York. Are you?
Well, I heard they were just at his his houses.
What? Well, his house is in Florida. His house is in California. I don't know. Does he have a house in New York?
Yeah. He does.
Okay.
Yeah. He does have property in New York. Yeah.
Oh, he has a mansion in New York. Okay. If that's one of them, that's where they're supposed to go to. I didn't hear that. I didn't read any.
I'm pretty sure he has a house in. He moved back to New York and stayed in his house before they.
I heard he went to a hotel.
Okay.
That's what I read.
But that's another thing with the transferring is because he would do hotels too. Remember
these parties.
Yeah.
He had to take over a whole hotel. I mean, that's what you're hearing too. That's another crap in this thing. You remember how mad I was getting reading this?
Yeah. You're reading it on the toilet.
The purpose of the Diddy, listen.
You're screaming in the bathroom.
The purpose of the Combs enterprise, operating a global business in the media, entertainment, lifestyles industries, including, among other things, record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits business, marketing agency, and a television network and media company, preserving, protecting, and promoting, enhancing the power and reputation of the brand of Sean P. Diddy Combs. The defendant, as a musician, entrepreneur, and figure in the entertainment industry, watch this, enriching members and associates of the enterprise, including its leader, Combs, and its particular, those who demonstrated loyalty to Combs and willingness to conceal his crime. Where's these riches that he made off this whole enterprise? Now, the music, if they're going to say the music industry itself is all a big scam or racketeering, that's one thing. But don't come off and say this one. Otherwise, every one of these record labels are the same thing. How about this? Preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power of the Combs enterprise, including the power of its leader, Sean P. Diddy Combs, through violence, use of firearms, threats of violence, coercion, verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. I'm dying to see who's coming forward saying that happened to them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kid Cudi doesn't even care that his car was blown up. That was the arson. That's the arson on there. Because he blew up Kid Cudi's car.
But he did it. He admitted, Sean Combs admitted he blew it up?
No, but everyone in the industry.
Everybody knows.
I would definitely doubt that Sean P. Diddy Combs was not there that night. No.
Oh, he was in the Bahamas, for sure.
But yeah, it's kind of known, not legally, but yeah, it's known that he had.
Maybe they did it on his behalf just to make favor with him, like to impress him. I got you.
There's like recordings and stuff and tweets, but you can definitely, if they wanted to, they can definitely link this right back to Diddy.
Well, they didn't charge him. They're calling it a predicate act, though. That's what they are doing. Fulfilling the personal desires of Combs, particularly those related to Combs' sexual gratification, including through the exploitation of women and the use of a commercial sex work. Okay, so now they went and got prostitutes for Combs. This is a big crime now. Enabling Combs and the other members and associates of the Combs enterprise to engage in unlawful acts of violence, including sexual violence. Was it consensual? Sex trafficking. I'm just not understanding that yet.
I'm not either.
Forced labor. What's the forced labor? That they had to work overtime, maybe? Interstate transportation for purpose of prostitution. Everybody has done that. You go from Jersey to New York.
I have never done that, actually.
Coercion and enticement. How's this? An enticement to engage in prostitution. Hey, man, you want to make some money? Go with this guy. That's the enticement, I am assuming. Narcotics distribution. Hey, we got coke here. We got stuff here. Whatever you want, it's yours. And other crimes. And concealing the commission of such acts. See, when they talk about drugs, they better say, did he get money for drugs? No, obviously not. They didn't charge him with that. So he has a party. Do you remember the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
I fell asleep every time.
Okay, you remember it. You remember the debauchery, the parties at his house, and all the crazy stuff and everything else?
Yeah.
Okay. Was that illegal? Now, I'm assuming it is.
Well, doing drugs is illegal.
Doing drugs. I don't think is the use of it. It might not be illegal. Selling it or distributing, definitely.
Distributing.
I don't know if using is actually a crime. It might be in some jurisdictions. I don't know if it's a federal crime even. Securing this one I love. Securing absolute loyalty from members of the Combs enterprise, including through acts of violence and threat. How do you get loyalty through that? That's not loyalty. That's a contradiction of words. Protecting the Combs enterprise and its members and associates, including Combs, from detection and prosecution by law enforcement authorities through acts of intimidation, manipulation, bribery, and threats of retaliation against individuals who witness crimes. They were saying one of the security people who saw Diddy Combs do that thing to his wife, Cassie, he went up to him and said, hey, listen, here's some money,
Oh, you're talking about the hotel worker saw.
Right, the hotel worker.
And Diddy came up to him and was giving him money, yeah.
Well, listen, what is wrong? That is called a settlement, Nick. Wait a minute. How many insurance agencies come and settle with you?
But that's through a bunch of stuff. That's called bribing when you go up to someone and try to put money in their pocket to keep quiet. That's not a settlement. That is bribing to the fullest. Larry, you cannot call that a settlement.
It's a settlement. He said, listen, you didn't see anything, did you?
No fucking way, dude.
That's mine.
That's a mobster settlement for sure, but no, that's bribery.
Means and methods of the enterprise. Among the means and methods of Sean Combs, associates in Combs Enterprise. Combs and other members and associates of the Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role. That means the guy says, hey, I work for Combs. You want a job? Come on with me, girl. How many people do that with big YouTubers? How many do that with big anything?
Yeah.
Hey, I work on the Mr. Beast channel. You don't think that's a big pull?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. That's how people get a job.
That's how, 90%
members
of
and
people
associates of Combs Enterprise wielded the power of engaged by business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit. Hey, listen. Listen, do you want to get a studio time with Combs? Hey, listen, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but you do wild stuff. Okay, how much should wealthy people now be scared if they have a big business and they have a lot of people working for them, and people do that, and then they could say, well, that's the way the boss wanted it. They wanted loyalty, so I had to go out and get what I had. So I said I work for him or them. And they did something, which just makes it bullshit again. Again, do you think Combs said that? I don't. But now they're saying, see, what the RICO Act does is it tries to get the guy on the top who makes the money from it. That's what makes RICO so good. It was for the mobsters because they were profiting from the illegal activities of the guys under him. Is Combs profiting from these guys doing that?
But are they? Are these guys even doing anything? Who are these guys? Who is part of this RICO?
Defendants.
That's what I'm saying. Who's part of the RICO?
Watch this. Often under
his assistant is about to go to prison.
Oh,
bro.
forever. She's the fall guy, or whoever it is. He, she. There's gonna be five guys that are gonna go underground.
His assistant is screwed, dude.
Often under. Look at this one. Threaten to lure victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs used, hello, Sean likes you. He thinks you're a beautiful woman. Do you want to come to the party? Is that illegal now?
I think that's what they're saying. Yeah, it is.
Pretense of a romantic relationship. So Combs didn't like her. He banged her, and now he's the bad guy.
In bed.
She was bad in bed. I know a guy who divorced a woman for snoring. That's fact. Him too.
I have heard that story, yeah. Right from his mouth.
Combs then forced threats of forced coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male. I love this. What's an extended sex act?
Trimex. Right?
No, what my point is.
Isn't that what you're talking about?
What is extended? They had orgasm. They kept going. They were good in bed. I'm lost. Extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances. Hello? I watched that as a kid on stage. I mean, what is a porno?
In New York.
Yeah, in New York, guys. What is porn? if that's not porn.
And
An elaborate,
guys,
produced sex performance that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded.
these people
I don't see anything illegal.
are on podcasts from years ago saying, "Oh, Diddy parties are great. We can't talk about them though."
Right.
And they have been to
Kushner, what's his name?
multiple Diddy parties over and over and over
hey,
again.
Can't talk about that with a smile, and having fun. Electronically recorded.
Can't talk about that one either, or that one. Can't talk about that one either. So it sounds like they're all going over and over again.
Better. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state lines and internationally, meaning, hey, we're having a party. I'm bringing a couple of hookers. Come on.
Hookers.
Hey, and now his associate and assistant's going to jail forever. His
He's
assistant
screwed.
arranged the rooms, arranged the flight,
Stock the baby oil.
did not, Combs did not profit. It cost him. Commercial sex workers.
Yeah, it does
freak-off-
seem like these parties cost him a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And he's not making any
And I'm not
money
hearing
off of
people didn't
this.
get paid.
Yeah.
Occurred regularly, sometimes lasted multiple days. I've been to parties that were multiple days and often
Jesus, go
involved
on to where?
multiple
Let's go
commercial
into
sex
that.
workers.
Let's go into that. Let's just tear into that. You went to a multiple day freak off?
Of course.
Did you need an IV drip?
No.
You didn't need one?
We didn't have them. I needed it. I wish I had it.
You
I
wish
took a
somebody
nap.
was graceful enough to.
I took a nap. During freak-offs, Combs distributed a variety of controlled substances. I like this. 2 victims, in part to keep the victims obedient. But that's bullshit. How about they wanted the drugs?
That's true.
Oh, he gave them drugs to
Oh,
keep them
Diddy's parties
compliant?
got free drugs. Everyone, let's go again.
Come on, how many
Again.
young people out there who listen to this, or even older, you go to a party, you go, man, you see that party down the block, they got the good shit there. Who goes there? Everybody.
And I have been witness to a girl getting roofied, once or twice. I've been there, and every single time they're like, no, I never want that feeling again. You definitely know you were drugged.
And then you don't go back.
Yeah, these people are not like being secretly drugged and waking up the next day like, oh, what happened? No, they would be like, I was definitely drugged, guys.
How about this? They say they put it in stuff. You put it in a punch. You know what it says? That punch is a spiked punch. I've been to a party not long ago that had a spiked punch. I drank it. It was spiked with, vodka or whatever it was spiked with.
Oh, okay.
But my point being,
Sorry. You and your parties are making me laugh, bro.
Have you been to parties that there were actual drugs in the punch?
No.
lot of
Never,
people
not
have.
one time. No.
A lot of people
I've
have.
never been around that much money before. So
I don't think people
know.
there were drugged illegally, personally.
I don't either. No.
Typically, I love this one. After freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically receive IV fluids to recover from the
That's a
physical
nice
exertion.
host.
You
That's
know-
a great host.
And it says he did it too, so it's not like they're giving you bad stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to feel better? I know you got to go home. It's a long ride. What is wrong
Thanks
with
for
that?
that. Appreciate it.
Back for the book.
Bussy.
Members and associates of Combs Enterprise, including high-ranking business employees, facilitate the freak-offs by, among other things, booking hotel rooms for the freak-off. He's nice to pay for them. Stocking the hotel rooms in advance with required freak-off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, lighting, cleaning, and hotel rooms and free. Thank you, Combs. Thank you, Combs. You're cleaning the room.
Thank
Give
you,
me a few
thank you,
drugs.
thank
Making
you.
sure I got lube.
Thank you, Daddy Combs.
I'm getting mad again.
Thank you,
To
Dad.
try to mitigate
Are you
room
reading,
damage.
Are you reading all this?
No, arranging for travel for victims.
You're gonna be,
Commercial
you're
sex
gonna be
workers.
screaming by the last page.
Oh, I know. I'm getting mad again, everybody. I'm getting mad. I really am, because it's got me to that point again. We are just vilifying a guy who's got money.
I'm usually confused on the vocab of these lawsuits. I was just confused on this whole thing. I was confused on how his sex parties got him life in prison. So
Well,
it doesn't make much sense.
I don't know what's going to happen, but let me end on this note. If you have anything else to add, Nick.
No, just the feds definitely have all these tapes. So
Nick made the greatest
we
point
should-
of this show, and we should make a short on that. And I really want to
we
do
should
a short
really.
on it.
I really want people to pay attention to what celebrities switch up totally after this, like start minding their P's and Q's and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're gonna see somebody who's been compromised.
Yeah.
I want to say, listen, I don't know if he's guilty or innocent. I really don't. I just don't like this overreach, and I don't like everybody vilifying someone before he goes. Listen, you want to watch the case, you want to have an opinion, great. There are people out here that are, I mean, burying this guy like as if he already was guilty. He's Bill Cosby, who's innocent now. I have gotten a word, and I am going to do this. I think I'm going to look into the Vince McMahon case. Another very wealthy man, almost a billionaire,
Who
I
was
think.
having threesomes and stuff.
He's having threesomes with his secretary and whatever. And now he's vilified, but people been asking me about that.
Which, that one, people kind of forgot about that one.
People,
But
you know why? Because
it's because it didn't matter that
You know
much.
what a lot of people said? I got to say, Nick, though, on this one. They said, Larry, don't look at this case. What are they really trying to hide the government? The war in going on, the wars that are going on, Palestine, Ukraine, our economy, the election.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on that they bring in all? And they put this shit in this indictment to bring the hype. They're smart. True. They knew that.
That's really true. Election. It's all for the election.
Well, no, it might be. But what are they trying to hide?
Them stealing the election.
Is it Democrats doing this? Is it Republicans doing this?
See, that's what I made up a point too, is that literally 3 weeks ago, the entire government was pro-LGBT, and now it seems like they're prosecuting this man for being
bisexual,
for clapping Meek Mill's cheeks.
Yeah, really, it does seem like that, and it seems like they switched on a dime. Half of them are in the bathroom with each other anyway in Congress or wherever.
They're stopping at truck stops.
It's gotten out of hand, man. Who gives a shit? People said to me in my video today, "Oh, Larry, you're just staying with him because you did the same thing to women or men." I said, "No, I haven't. I've never done it to women or men, nor would I ever do anything illegal or you know what I said?
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about what people are saying. Comment on my video
about him beating Cassie.
No, about protect like women, sex with the women.
You'd never have sex with a woman?
No, I wouldn't do that to drug them and all that.
Oh,
because here's why.
I was so confused.
I said to somebody, I said in the video today, listen, drug these women like with it. I don't want to be having sex with a person that's dead. You know what I mean?
Some do though, but I don't think.
Then you're weird and you might screw a corpse too.
Yeah,
I mean, because. Come on, that can't be fun.
That is weird. It's weird.
That is weird. I mean, but listen, that's against the law too.
What?
Sex with a dead person. That's actually.
Oh yeah. Well, these people are not dead.
No,
they are alive.
Anyway, everybody, check us out. Hope you like what our topic. We're gonna be back. I got a couple attorneys coming on to give their views on stuff like this, and we'll see what happens. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. See you next time.
It's the greatest find yet. Nothing compares to it.
But it's definitely something you should hear.
This is The Real Deal with Larry Lawton.